Okay. We're at the northeast corner of the home, back of the home actually. We can see our freeze boards. There's a little separation. That's pretty much normal. Brick. We've got a slab foundation, monolithic slab foundation. We got exposed tension cable and right here behind the fence. How about that? Okay, just get right in there. That's meta. That should be sealed. On a slab foundation, post-tension cable, they make a couple different types. I don't know which one this is. They're all good. But what happens is they put cables, steel cables, all through the foundation. And then as the concrete, as it dries, they're tightened with thousands of pounds of pressure. And it makes it very strong. It's like a Greek arch. It's like a bridge. It's a tension bridge. It's just what we do in this part of the country, and so we've got that, and it's a good thing. But we are supposed to cover the ends, because the ends will rust, the steel will rust. When steel rusts, it expands. When it expands, it causes concrete to crack. Sometimes the cables themselves will break. Replacing them can be expensive. Expensive enough, I promise you. Okay, our rain gutters do not discharge water far enough away. Now, that's about the only tension end I've noticed so far, and one of the reasons why is because we've got a parge coat that's around the foundation perimeter. And since this is a wood destroying insect report, a termite inspection, I'm going to have to call the parge coat conducive. It's conducive by design. It's like a cake frosting. Just because the frosting's cracked doesn't mean the cake is cracked. Your foundation may be perfectly fine underneath there. Just because it's not cracked doesn't mean that your foundation's not cracked, because it's a cake frosting. It's just like that. And the voids that are between these materials, these voids, the termites use those voids to take advantage and move up inside the structure undetected. That's how they evolved. And that's how they work. And that's the characteristic of the animal. And so when I see parge coating, and we're doing a wood destroying insect report today, then I'm going to have to call that. It's my duty. I'm charged with calling that as conducive conditions. You're not going to take the parge coat off. You're not going to reparge it. I don't know what you're going to do. It's just information. Fence touching the house, conducive by design. Most people want a fence. Most people want a bathroom. Bathrooms are conducive by design. Most people want a kitchen. Kitchens are conducive by design. Those kinds of things. Okay, so what we got here for the most part is brick, fiberboard. We got a little bit of loose soffit right there. How about that? That's what I like to bring my clients along. Loose soffit board behind gutter on northeast corner. Those boards will be immortalized. Then we're moving on along over here. Now this corner is different. See the way the miter comes around the windows and the roof covering goes out past the wall? When the roof covering is perpendicular to the wall covering, then kick-out flashing should have been installed to kick the water off. As it is, the water that runs off of this will just run down into this little Jack and Jill bathroom window and go into the wall and cause you problems. All at once? No. Overnight? No. Pretty soon? Well, the house has already been here for a while, so I don't know how soon, I don't know how late, but sooner or later, we're missing a window screen here. And this is a good point. These are double pane, what are these, aluminum frame? Double pane aluminum frame. But see these muntins in here? See those little marks right there? We've got a compromised vapor barrier. We're missing one screen and a compromised vapor barrier. I wonder how many more we're going to find. I don't know. We're going to start taking notes here, because we're note takers. Okay, missing screens and vapor barriers. Seeing any in here? We want to know. That screen's kind of worn, like shiny pants. Okay, it's so worn I'm just going to call it torn. So we got torn, missing, fogging. We're building our list. And again, rain gutters are supposed to take the water about 10 feet out. They're not doing that. Look at here. You see that green stuff in there? That's moss. Of course, we're on the north side of the building. I get that. But no, this is supposed to take the water 10 feet out from the house. It doesn't. It takes it there. Okay? And then you're holding the water next to the house. You're not even getting rid of the water. And so the ground stays wet all the time, and moss grows up to the edge of this. Okay, this is a pagoya, and it looks like it has stands underneath it. It's bolted up pretty nice. I've been pretty impressed with this installation. It hardly moves at all. So I was again very impressed with that. Over here we have a ledger board, and this ledger board does not have flashing. There should be flashing out from the wall over the ledger board. And this is right here. This is a weak point in the design. It's going to be one of the first ones to rot, of course. Of course. And then over here, while we're out here, these are the light switch and this NM cable right here. All right, closer than 6 feet, it should be in conduit. Now, once you get up here, since it's outdoor rated, it's fine. I get that, but within 6 feet, it should be conduit. And then I'm going to pick on something else here. You see these party lights up here? Oh, there's some more. There's some more of that NM cable. And that one doesn't even look like it's rated for outside. And that hole right there is for one of our air conditioning systems. And when the water's coming out over your windows, then you call the air conditioning person. Okay, still looking. Okay, we're going to extension cord going to the party lights. All right, novelty lights, excuse me. So going to the novelty lights. And yeah, I get it. Everybody wants a novelty, you know. Send out invitations. Will you come to my novelty? Okay, I get that. And they look nice. And I have done this same application at my house. I get it. I'm a hypocrite. But now, having been said that, you're not supposed to use temporary devices like novelty lights and extension cords in permanent applications. These receptacle outlets should have protective covers on them, bubble covers on them. Should be rated for GFCI. I thought I turned you. I can't remember. I did. This is this looks like a closer. Oh, this is supposed to be the vent. This is an exhaust vent, and this is supposed to be the fresh air vent for the fireplace. And the vents are going the wrong way. The fireplace fresh air vent fan louvers positioned incorrectly. I could say that. And then this door, it will not latch. Alright, and then the deadbolt itself, that's how you secure it, but it does not have a striker plate cover. Then we're moving on down, because there are modelers and the grovers. We do have a French drain right here. Portable sheds are beyond the scope of this inspection. Playground equipment is beyond the scope of this inspection. If a retaining wall is farther away from a structure than twice its height, it does not have an immediate effect on that retaining wall. Retaining walls, in general terms, retaining walls are to protect the property that they retain. So, I do not know this. I am not a survey person. I am not a realtor. I am not a title person. I am not an attorney. But a lot of times you'll find that the retaining wall belongs to the high side property. This retaining wall is not twice as far as it is high from that property, so it doesn't have an immediate effect on that property either. But that's probably not your retaining wall, and even if it is, it's not going to affect your house, and that's what I'm here to inspect, is the house. Yay! There's our wooden chase chimney right there with a chimney cap. Got a little bit of wood damage on the vertical the vertical trim boards around the chimney. It's pretty common, and we got it. There's nothing special about that chimney. It's got damage on it. Okay, moving on along. Some of our screens that we'll notice is there, and I'm not inspecting these screens either, but some of these screens are solar screens, and limit our vision a little bit. We got a little bit of cracking and peeling sealant in the window sills, in the window frames. Condensing unit is not level. Condensing unit is dirty. Condensing unit has hail damage on it. Condensing unit is not elevated more than 3 inches above the ground. The condensing unit is Underfused. This fuse is smaller than the manufacturer specifies for the refrigerant piping coming to it. Is the wrong type of insulation. It doesn't have the right type of Schrader valve caps. Those kinds of things. This guy's going for it. Moving on along, we do not have an electric service disconnect for it out here. And it's 20 years old. They last about 14. Refrigerants for R22. It's the antique stuff. So in servicing this, it's probably not going to be the most practical appliance to maintain on this property. Probably not going to be. Okay, and we got a little bit of wood damage right over here in our windows, like I'll promise you that I was going to get to in a later video when I was actually talking about the condensing unit. I said all those things, but yeah, that looks kind of rough. And we got to do multiple videos because my attention span isn't that very good, but also the gate is locked.